Hi, I'm Barbara Levin, Executive Director of NF Mid-Atlantic. Neurofibromatosis Mid-Atlantic is a 35-year-old agency devoted to support, awareness, and education for the many people who have neurofibromatosis around the world. In our continuing effort to introduce our public to other nonprofits, other disease-related organizations, I am thrilled this morning to introduce you to Trish. Oh my goodness, I'm having trouble. Caruana.
That's correct. That's
Thank
great.
you. Who is the Vice President of Programs and Education for Cure PSP, which is headquartered in Timonium, Maryland. So close to us in Baltimore, and also close to our hearts in that we share a few commonalities, one of which is we both deal with incurable diseases, sadly enough. NF, as Trish knows, is a genetic disorder that can occur in one in every 2,000 births, and causes tumors to grow anywhere on the body. PSP and other related brain disorders is quite different, and I'd like Trish to tell us about it. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. We're very happy to be part of this interview and to connect with other organizations that represent rare diseases.
Oh, that's great. Could you tell us a little, give us just the down and dirty on what PSP
Sure.
is?
Absolutely. Well, Cure PSP started about 25 years ago when some people got together because one of the early founders had been diagnosed with PSP. So these diseases that we represent, PSP, progressive supranuclear palsy, CBD, cortical basal degeneration, and MSA, multiple system atrophy, are all considered atypical Parkinson's diseases. The difference being that folks with these diseases do not respond to Parkinson's medication and unfortunately have a terrible decline in their health over a span of maybe 5 to 10 years typically, and we have no medication and no cure for these diseases either. So we are connected to Parkinson's in the sense that folks who have the disease have similar symptoms. However, what's going on in the brain is quite different. And our organization has a threefold mission. One is to support research for cure. We do that by entertaining grants from outside researchers that we fund. And we also contribute to larger projects that are going on in this field. And then the other part of our mission is to be able to provide support, which is part of my division, and the way that we do that are through support groups, both face-to-face and online, and we hold yearly family conferences across the country. We do webinars that are free and available on our website on many topics that are related to having one of these diseases, and we provide one-on-one support for folks who are learning about the disease and really need to get acclimated to the journey that they're on. So the third part of our mission is education, and we focus on patients and families, but we also focus on the healthcare community who unfortunately typically know very little about these diseases, partly because they're rare. So we reach out to general neurologists, to physical and occupational therapists, speech and language therapists, to social workers and nurses, and we provide materials both in print and in digital media format. And we do live webinars with them to train, and our goal is to help professionals become more aware of the symptoms so it can raise a red flag and folks will get diagnosed more accurately and perhaps more quickly.
Oh, that's wonderful. We share a lot of commonalities, and I hope you will I will put it in the onto this interview, but if you would give us your website address.
Absolutely. Our website is Cure, CURE, CurePSP.org.
Perfect. Well, it's important that those of us who represent these orphaned and rare genetic and neurological disorders stick together. We can share things, and I want to encourage our people to look at your website and also look at some of the terrific webinars that are available to them. And perhaps some of your people might be interested in ours. Our next one coming up, by the way, is on caregiving, and it will be available long after. And on some of the other sadder topics, such as grief or family stress. Again, similarities. I'm so delighted that you could join us today, Chris and Trish, and take this time. Really appreciate it, and want to thank you so much for sharing with us about this disorder, which I had not heard of, and I apologize. So I've learned a little something about it, and I appreciate it so much.
That's great. Well, we definitely want to work together. All of these diseases need to be represented, and we need more help for people going through them. So we really appreciate being part of this.
Well, thank